Is Shrek gonna work out the same way as Hulk? A big green fist comes and smashes? It's far from what I expected. Far from what I expected. Welcome to Graeme Games. My name is Graeme. This is a game. I'm here with more Henry Stickmin fan games, but with a little bit of a twist. There are still plenty of other Henry Stickmin based games that people have been sharing. I have a running list. Please feel free to share more. But I thought it would be an interesting way to put a spin on that little fan game formula to play Henry Stickmin games that are not starring Henry Stickmin. Instead, look at people's original characters and what they've done with that. The concept is so general and simple that you could do really anything with it. I'm starting with one that I thought was extra interesting because it's even outside of Scratch, which is the usual way people have been making these games. It comes from Spooky Toast here on YouTube, and it can only be played on YouTube. It's a really creative way of making use of the end cards for this,
free to go.
like within YouTube.
Lovely, but you've got a package.
It's kind of funny the way he's twisting in
Don't get your hopes up.
original clips from the game.
Haven't we, Dave? What? Yeah, of course I checked it. I mean, if I didn't check it, I'd lose my job.
The idea is that Art is in the jail cell next to Henry. So those guys are busy, they're distracted, and while they're dealing with that, I'll just wait, because Henry's going to bust out and do his own crazy thing next to us, leaving us totally free. We'll be able to have a clean getaway after that. But I also see the timer clicking down, which is kind of unique. You always get to see the length of how long until you failed. If I let it play out the rest of the way, there's nothing else to be discovered there, correct? What exactly was your plan there? A good unique fail screen, by the way. Each different Henry game had a unique spin on the idea of a fail screen, and that one is, yet again, a unique idea.
I don't want to lose my job.
I thought Henry would do something crazy, drink an energy drink, or, shoot a rocket or something. Maybe even one of his fails. That would be funny if Henry failed, but we used it as an opportunity where he's distracted and made away. It's funny to see different items that Henry himself attempted to use, even if they were at different points in the story. Like the jetpack would have been something separate. Hey, maybe the jetpack's good for us.
We have a belligerent dumbass here that won't cooperate.
I think that's from iDubbbz. That's a funny way to get around maybe not wanting to do the voice acting yourself. You'd have to be pretty choosy, I suppose. I would think that the distraction is, like a Henry-specific thing. No one else has the smooth moves. To be able to pull that off, you can try. But what are the odds? No one but the man himself. You can't steal Henry's meme like that. The way he got shot, I can't tell if they were going for a shot in the knee, like an arrow to the knee, or if it was more of like a Peter Griffin, or if it was just, I don't know how else he was supposed to take a point blank bullet like that. The animation in this is pretty good. It's funny to have lifted the Henry Stickmin animation rather than recreating it, but I get how it makes sense in the context of that specific scene. By the way, I was a little bit worried about feeling like I'm essentially stealing these YouTube videos, or that them just being reacts felt really low effort. I did ask permission to make this one specifically, because it just, being within YouTube, it felt a little weird. Would that have been like a Henry Stickmin elbow, or like,
Sir,
is that what he was
place your
going
hands
for?
where I can see them. If you do not comply, I will be forced to fire upon you.
I like the idea of having to stick to the established, like, geography of escaping the prison. So he just went up through everything, made his way up onto the roof. I think jump is not going to work. This thing is very, very high. But I had a suspicion that, because it seemed so unlikely to succeed, that maybe that was the choice. You really thought you'd survive that fall? I gambled on it. I'll be real with you. Actually, having the live ability to rewind through this It's really awesome. There's like the down and then the across, and it makes me think that that's a reference to something, like he was bending it, or something more specific than that. It makes me think maybe there's something to that. But the fact that you could replay it over and over, this works really well to have a Henry Stickmin game branching through YouTube. I think you're limited to 4. That's one thing you got working against you. 4 branches per little video. It's some damn good dodging and running. As speedy as can be. Can't really do a quick time event there, can you? Parkour over a pit that's coming up. Maybe it's the pit. Maybe we're tying and crossing the pit. Nope. Didn't work at all. It doesn't, honestly, in my mind, doesn't seem like a pit was involved. Sonic shoes. I don't know how you'll have time to put them on, but if you could somehow strap those on your feet mid-chase, it's harder than it looks. Trying to keep up with that speed. The animation of that was funny because it looked like the ground version of Henry's jetpack fail, and I liked the way that it had the same zoom out for it and everything. Ow, Henry. That was brutal. Art, I should say. Maybe Art's more cold-blooded and deadly than Henry even. You won the intense way. Yeah, I would say it was also the quite murdery. That there was... No, that was a little intense for me. It kind of wigged me out a little bit. Go back a few steps, quickly confirm that we didn't skip anything. After the jetpack, we could also gun. I just have a standoff. Of course, no bullet. He's got the same face as the box right next to him there. Yeah, I don't really know how you would have gotten access to a gun. Like, for some reason, I don't question how you got access to a jetpack. But the gun, like, where'd you get that from? How'd you sneak that in? For whatever reason, that stands out in a different way. Teleporter. Maybe Art has better luck with these than Henry tends to. Maybe it's normally user error. Starting with the red button? Risky. Seen this before. Yeah, but he kind of got it, like, doubly bad. That's, it seems a less solvable. Maybe you could chisel Henry out of the wall. I think Art is permanent stuck. I don't see that being undone. You're gonna have to Andy Dufresne your way out of here. One little redemption of a tiny little Shawshank at a time. Who's that? Peeping through the window there. Is that a picture? Or is it someone, like, just having a great day? Positive attitude. This reminds me of the staircase you sneak out of, like, outside. But I don't think that's what they're going for. Snap neck. That would be very Hitman, or I guess just most stealth-based games. It's funny to go back to not having to worry about copyright and being able to have a literal portal gun. The Henry Stickmin Collection had to be really careful about all that.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer.
Kind of the advantage of a fan game is you don't have to worry about it. You can do whatever you want. What setting did you have it on? Well, we had the teleportal gun instead of just the usual portal gun. It's a different setting, you know. It's easy when you're in a rush trying to pull off some daring action. You missed the little fine print there. I think just pulling out guns here is the wrong way to go. Why does the police station have reverse guns? I was also going to say, why are they so easy to get your hands on? That's a question I have first. But the reverse gun is not something I saw coming. But it's really funny. That's a unique enough concept of a fail that it feels like something Puff would specifically never make, but it still feels like it fits within the Henry world. Does that make sense? There's something interesting there where it's right on the line. It's a different type of joke, but it still fits. So I'm quite impressed. The animation, the concepts, fitting an alternate story within an existing environment. This seems awfully familiar. That was pretty poorly done. I don't quite know how you botched that one as hard as you did. Dear poor Art. Not great. That's totally from a game. Is it from A Hat in Time or something? I've definitely seen that concept or like animation before. Jump? That seems unwise, but I think we might just have to give it a try. Stairs. Just take the stairs. Elevator's not working out. You could use a little bit of, calisthenics. Just go for it. Isometric exercise. Principal Skinner would approve.
And they just arrested him in the bank.
What, really?
Yeah, and that's why we locked him up in here.
Can I ask you something? Why does your voice sound like a child?
I was waiting for their conversation to have a lull so I could comment. I don't know if these are just two friends voicing, so there's two different voice actors, or if one of them is pitched up, or maybe it's like a couple of brothers or something, but I think it's really funny that they acknowledged that. Ooh, what are we clicking here? Why is it all blurry as well? I guess maybe that's part of the joke here is, oh, it probably would have just... That's funny. I knew something weird was going to happen because the quality of the export of the video file was unfortunately just kind of weaker. So there's no actual fail on that one. Or I guess just no replay style fail. The glue hands worked well on the airship for Henry. Well, did it? I think you might have got caught for other reasons, maybe? Delomonopox, is that just like the chemical compound or something? Did anyone used to buy white glue? Then you spray it all over your hand, or, I don't know, squeeze it all over your hand, wait for it to dry out, and then peel like a weird glue glove off? So satisfying. So gross. Weird. What else are you supposed to do with it,
I don't know. I've been asking myself that.
He doesn't have an answer for why he sounds like a kid. He's a grown adult. It's just one of those things. The sneaky way. It was quite violent. I guess technically that is still considered a stealth success, even though you bashed a couple people's brains in. You left no witnesses. So in that case, no one saw you. You fully got away with it. Sure, we'll call that stealthy.
I've been asking.
I like this. Puff did this a few times as well, where you can interrupt a conversation in that way, and you can enter the conversation in slightly different points. That differed by a quarter of a second, but I still like the concept of it. That was everything we could do on that branch. I'm sure we had a few fails back up that elevator. Demon needle. I didn't even see that last time. I can't even think of what that would be. I thought for a second that just said fail, and I thought that would be a hilarious fake out. I'm almost surprised Henry never did that. He tried to grab it, tried to go all John McClane Die Hard, and it just didn't quite stick the landing. I think having fail as a branching option would be so funny. And then you could play it either way. It's like exactly what you expected, and it's a non-joke, or you do some big twist. Ooh, ideas are cooking. Anyone feel free to borrow that. Oh God, that almost just seemed like an excuse to test out some animation, and I respect that. I don't see how being a demon would help you get down an elevator shaft. No, but I do think perhaps it would help you in just simply fighting your way out of here, and that seemed like potentially also a useful benefit. That was intense. I dug it though. That was pretty rad. Not gonna work. It's out of order, idiot. Well, someone should have put up a sign. What am I supposed to do? Read an empty elevator shaft? That doesn't make any sense. I think that was everything. What was that? 2 or 3 endings found? That might have been all of them. Yes, I think I'm fairly confident I got every path on that one. Here's hoping. I don't like leaving these like partially complete. Here we have the Jewlery Stealer from JT Rock. Easily searchable because it's unfortunately not spelt right, but that's fine. You can look past it. It's near enough. With Jeremy Boxbro, I like that they're trying something different. The princess necklace. We're not literally doing Stickmin even. They were confident enough to go with a totally new character, even though we're just stealing multiple diamonds instead of one, and we're doing a similar style of museum robbery and approaches to do that. Apparently, a bust-in option is only running. It goes for the full Leroy Jenkins. It did not work. Dead. It's best if you snuck in. Well, I suppose we could try that next time. Okay, it automatically picks for you. That was the only way there, and it did not work. We'll drill on down. We'll go under it, but deeper. Definitely go deeper. There's obviously it can't go wrong. There you go. You just found a completely independent treasure, but then you died down there. So it, you gotta weigh those pros and cons. With a little bit of a one win, one loss. It's even. I wouldn't consider that a fail necessarily. We died with the treasure that we loved. At least you're rich. Exactly what I'm thinking. Who knows? That treasure might have been worth more than the necklace ever would have been. We didn't get caught. We're totally set for life, Yet again, we're great at this. We find treasure no matter where we go. I could go full Hulk or Mario Cappy, I'm guessing, just the cheese. It didn't work for Henry. Maybe it works here. Wallace and Gromit's cheddar cheese. But there is no cheese. No cheese, Gromit. Then I think Hulk is the way to go. Oh. I thought I would go Hulk. Do you even know how to throw a knife properly? That confuses me. Feels like maybe it didn't match this. That failed very much. Going full Cappy, taking over a guard. You got the Odyssey ending. Yahoo! You did it. I like. Are we just this guard forever now? Have we started an entirely new life? That's a good skill or option for a thief to have. You steal a necklace and an identity simultaneously. No one will ever track you down. You'll get away with it forever. There's no stopping you after that. We also have Coke, which I'm guessing is Coca-Cola. Yes, I was correct there. There was other possibilities. It was tasty, enjoyable, but I think that was I was waiting for more to happen. I think you just have like a quick drink. Just enjoy yourself, have a nice little sweet break, get some caffeine, some sugars, a little tingle and a buzz on your tongue going. And then you're all set. Did that not say Hulk? Hula smash. I don't know what's with this goofy little yell. I don't know if that comes from something or if that's unique to Jeremy Boxbro. It comes up a few times and it's pretty damn funny. We'll spring on up, Sonic style, without any copyrighted music. Oh, you're too slow, but it's terribly drawn Sonic, but like the best kind of terrible, Does hitting D actually do anything, or do I have to click the screen? Yeah. There was a legit QuickTime event in this. Heck yeah. All right. It's funny. These are probably the same security guards. Assuming it's the same museum, actually. Maybe they would have stepped up their security, depending on if this is before or after the Tunisian diamond, or a totally new universe. That robot is so much tinier than I expected. We could not follow it. It was too cute, too enticing. It's like the 2-frame crawling animation. The like dome around it. Well, is Shrek gonna work out the same way as Hulk? A big green fist comes and smashes. It's far from what I expected. Far from what I expected. Yeah, one more time. I needed it one more time. Hammer time. The joke Henry should have made in completing the mission. Good to see that capitalized here. The jetpacking ending. Nice. It's good effective use of jetpacking. Henry never quite figured it out. It kind of worked for Art. I mean, it was a successful step, but he also crashed straight into the roof. So I hesitate to call it a full success. I will try... Wait. Knife. And I'm guessing he's going to throw a knife, and he's going to fail at throwing a knife. And we're going to realize That's yeah, that's where that fail text was meant to come in. That was just an error prior to that. Camo, low battery. Oh, it's full on invisibility. That's effective camo. You forgot to recharge it. The military would love access to that technology. Sneak. Sneaky little kiss. It was just a nightmare. Oh, it's just a dream. I guess it's not necessarily a nightmare. Happy 5th anniversary. You were way... you were way of target? Way off target, baby? Yeah, you were supposed to kiss the necklace. You got distracted, though. You couldn't help yourself. True love presented itself right in front of your face. And there was no denying it. And I respect your passion. Gun. Hadn't used gun before. Very slow. Very, very slow moving gun. Just a quick face palm on that one. And the giant laser. I don't think we ever giant lasered any. To shoot the entire building? That was the choice? You have really bad aim. That was stunningly bad aim. It doesn't even make sense how bad of aim that was. Because I well and truly think that probably the entire building wasn't made laser proof. Yeah, shot like the one tiny little itty bitty part of it that was, apparently. I had a weird feeling that I had missed something, but I cannot think of or find anywhere else to click through. I think that's all of it. So Jeremy Boxbro, pretty solid ideas. Again, there's something cool about revisiting a location, but from the perspective of a different character. I would like a game that is a new character in a new location, but I like that both of these two games did something unique with that and have their own twist, even with like similar ideas. Yeah, I dig it. I have here Smill versus the Wall, Gold Stick Bot, 55555. There are 5 5s is an easy way to get familiar with that. And I don't know what to expect from this one at all. Just clip through. Just glitch this guy right out. It's the wrong... Want the wall, not the floor. You gotta target those glitches. Smill fell out of the world, which I think comes from a legit game. Buddy, you clipped through the wrong thing. The event, we could go full-on imposter, fire, blast, a DA dance. So it's not a distraction or a diversion. It's da dance. It's the dance of da people. Or the claw or a car. Well, we'll just try the dance. You got that one pivoting foot there. It's kind of like a really fast version of those water bobbing like birds that you put on your desk. I'm suspicious. Getting crushed by a giant rock, I'm into that. Very Kilbo-esque. Actually, there's something really funny about the fact that just by having an orange shirt like that, it's like a little bit of a connection to Bo, even though I assume there's nothing intentional there. Although car, that was a fail in my own as well. Victory, you won somehow. How did that even work? I would say it didn't. I would argue it didn't, but maybe if all we're measuring success by is like a personal sense of self-satisfaction, if you felt good about it, then who am I to take that away from you? The fire blast. The concentration there was what I liked. Focus. And then just such an instant failure. Roll the 1. Critical fail. I'm suspicious that Vent will succeed for the Among Us comparison, so I'm saving that till last. Claw. So what was your plan there? Well, I would have clawed the entire wall, hopefully, Maybe it would disassemble it one brick at a time. It would take a little while, but, maybe. Options, potential. We're busted. I think. Okay, it is a bad thing. This took a long time to pay off. I was starting to think that maybe it was like a Batman Arkham Asylum reference, or I was incorrect that it was Among Us. Didn't you know imposters live in vents? So who would that be? If this is Smill, then maybe that's Mills down in the vents below. Well, there's the one success. It doesn't make sense, but I'm down for it. Why not? Sure. I feel great about that win. Super earned. So there you have it. 3 different Stickmin-esque games starring characters other than Henry Stickmin. Yes, I'm open to that. I'm more than open to that. I would love to see people take this concept in ways that are not even, it doesn't even have anything to do with being a criminal, you know, because that's so directly tied to Henry. I'd like to see the creativity of people coming up with concepts that are entirely new and out there and who knows, like positive. Maybe you're just trying to do some good in the world. I'm open to anything like that. More Henry games without Henry, or non-Henry games without Henry. And yes, I know that sounds like I'm just describing every other game ever made, but I think you see what I'm saying. This is a fun, like, ongoing series to come back to. I should probably take a break and start playing some other fan games and just other games in general. Maybe take a break from the Henry stuff for a bit. But keep the suggestions coming in so I have those loaded up when the time comes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.